Ferrara here with Law Action Services, and I have the pleasure of interviewing Graciela Nardi, who is the president and founder of the Latino Art Museum. Graciela, thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Can you talk to me about what the Latino Art Museum is all about?
I decided to open the museum 14 years ago. Next July will be our celebration, and it's a nonprofit organization. We have 8 people on our board, and we exhibit Latin American artists and artists from all over the world 3 times a year. Right now, we have an exhibition from Cindy Lopez. We call Beauty and Power. This exhibit is a solo show, and she's an artist from Los Angeles. And we have another exhibition in another room from Peru this month. The Latino Art Museum has a space to have special classes for children and adults. We do Spanish and art classes. We have members in the museum, about 500 members to support our organization. And we do lectures, we do exhibitions, we have potlucks, a lot of activities with the museum. We have a website, it's www.lamoa.net, Lamoa.net. This is our webpage, and you can see every one of the exhibits, our classes, every one of the events where we have the art store. We have a store where we try to collect some money for our art classes for children when they don't have money to support the classes. And that's the reason everything is on the webpage.
Okay. And to you about it.
We give it the opportunity to every one of the artists, like new artists or people with a lot of experience, and we open the doors to everybody. They can send me emails. It's latinoartmuseum@msn.com. No, they can come, they can bring some examples of their work, and we give it the opportunity to exhibit, or we give it the opportunity to musicians, to writers. We have poetry people coming, and they can read poetry here.
Okay.
And that's the reason it's good, because we try to give it opportunity to everybody in the art area.
Okay, so if I'm understanding correctly, it's not exclusive to only artists,
no.
It's open to others. And since this is a Latino art museum, are other ethnicities, other nationalities, would they be welcome to come and be a member if they wanted to?
Welcome everybody, and we have something what is very interesting. We have in our permanent collection more than 500 artworks donated from artists from all over the world, from Italy, Spain, Romania, all over the United States. We have 500 pieces in our permanent collection.
Wow.
It's very, very nice to see everybody from different countries.
I'm impressed. Now,
sometimes they donate pieces and we never saw these people. They send it by mail from another countries.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Elizabeth Ferrara here again with Law Action Services, and I have the honor of standing here next to Cindy Lopez, who is the artist behind all of these beautiful pieces that you see here behind me. Can you tell me a little bit about your pieces here?
Well, okay. This show is titled Power and Beauty, and basically, I'm very attracted to anything that's powerful and beautiful, and it can be anything from the mountains, the Indian canyons, the love from my ancestors, a great relationship, and power and beauty is in many different things, to each person. So every painting is up to each individual's interpretation. But it comes from my heart and soul, that's where it comes from. I'm inspired by music, movement, space, time, and relationships. And yeah, so the first one is Manifesto. The second one is called The Real Crux. This is New Orleans Swing. This is Transmission. It's all about energy too, This series is a series called Power and Beauty series, 1 through 6. Swag, World Power, and I've got one over here on the corner, Caramello. And the one right here on this wall is called Betting Bow. This is Now. Sometimes things come up as artists need to support themselves, and all artists usually have to do other things. So every once in a while, even though I do this other work to support myself, you know, it always comes back to, when I question it, I come back to my center, and it always brings me to the right place. So everything falls in place, no matter what, if you stick to your true passion. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, so I am more of a reporter, and even, you know, everyone who has a passion has a block. Sometimes they become stuck, and they, you know, they want to create something out of nothing, and they get real stuck and they don't know how to start. What do you do when you get this block, if you have one, or if it ever happens to you, when you want to create something but you're just stuck and you don't know where to go? What can you tell other artists that might go through similar situations?
Okay, I would say don't try to force it. You know, sit still and be quiet, because sometimes when we don't know the answers, if we stop and we're quiet, the universe answers us, and you hear your own voice giving you the answers. And if you just stick to your intuition and go from there, you can't be wrong. So if you don't know the answers, it's okay, because you're exactly where you need to be. So do that painting. If it's you know, not happening, you're never stuck. You know what? Paint over it. Do another one.
I'm definitely going to take that with me. That's something that I hadn't thought of. Is there a particular piece that would you consider might be your all-time favorite, or one that really sticks out for you?
This one over here, called World Star, is really important to me. That purple one right there. It's just about, you know, we're all united, and the World Star is including everyone. This is where I'm at, this is who I am, you know, less is more, and it's okay.
Thank you so much, and we definitely look forward to seeing more art.
Okay,
thank you.
Very, very nice to meet both of you.
You too.
Okay, enjoy the show too.
You too.
All right, thanks.
Hi everyone, I'm here with artist and sculptor Nancy Sherrick. Nancy, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with us.
Thank you.
And can you tell me who you are and what it is that you do?
Okay, I'm an artist and sculptor. I work out in Lancaster, California. And this is an example of the painting installation work that I'm doing right now. I try to express the human condition and the idea that so often we get caught up in ourselves so much that we isolate ourselves from the outside world. We get caught in our own heads. And the whole idea of being in a solipsism. And so I've done a whole series of nudes that are like this.
I see that your style is very different from other, you know, paintings or sculptures. I see that yours is a little 3D. Why that choice? Why do you like to do it that way?
I think it actually came out because of my sculpting background. It just showed up in the way that I paint.
Now, Nancy, there was one particular artwork that you had that definitely intrigued me, and it's this one right here. Can you tell me about it?
Sure. This is the first piece that I'm doing in showing that we do go beyond and that we do let people inside ourselves. And so this was the first couple picture that I did. And the future pieces will go in this direction to show that the transformation of us, including others.
I'm here with Warren Sherrick. Warren, can you tell me about yourself?
Well, first, thank you for having me and hosting this. I'm Warren Sherrick. I live out in the Antelope Valley. I am a painter and sculptor, mainly a sculptor. I do huge stone carvings, ceramic work. I do a lot of installations, and I also paint. What we've been talking about here is a project I have called the Dogu Invasion, which is something that I've actually started within the last year, but it has really taken off, and it's a big installation now all over the world. The Dogu Invasion is a big international installation of little tiny sculptures. These pieces are extremely different. These deal with the subconscious the subconscious of, our subconscious being, the primitiveness of us. These are more of a real throwback to our very primitive ancestors when we were still gorillas and brutish people. And so each of these images here captures a moment of our angst, our anxiety, our anger, our passion, but our passion not as a rational human being, but as the animal we are. We are still the mud skipper who climbed out of the mud. We've evolved for millions and millions of years, but nonetheless, those forces that drove us in the beginning, the primal forces, are still driving us now today. And so these give snapshots of that brutish image of ourselves, that brutish power that we still have. We control it through reason, we control it through law, society, but fundamentally we are still an animal doing animal things, responding to nature and with instincts. We tend to think of ourselves as beyond instincts, but we're not. We're very much driven by passion and power. Let's just go back to these. These things here are not thought out. I take a batch of clay and I attack it and create an image. And so clay is a wonderful holder of emotion and energy. And so I don't think about these things. I just start and go at it aggressively, create an image, put it aside, create another image, put it aside, create another image, put it aside. And at the end, you have this encyclopedia of human experience and emotions.
Okay, that's very interesting. And you said that, you take a piece of clay and you attack it and then you put one aside and so forth. Does that depend on your emotion, or do you do one whether you're happy, whether you're sad, whether you're mad? You just do it and take it?
That's a very good question, because there isn't a preconception. There isn't an emotion I'm trying to capture. It's more like channeling. That aggressive energy is just channeled right into the clay and held there. And so it's not that I'm trying to capture happy, sad, angry. It just comes through with the clay and the action of the clay, and it's like preconception. It comes through, not conception, preconception. The instincts come through and are captured there, which is why these have that kind of brutish look to them. And they are quick, they're fast-made, they're not thought out, they're just a capture of energy.
I'm sure that your work will definitely live on more than thousands and thousands of years from now. Thank you so much for having us, and I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing more of your work, and we'll definitely be checking out the Dogu Invasion and the Little Dogus and, you and your wife's work. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.